Hey traders, happy Friday, and today the spies, another sideways day. Not much to see here, move it along. But guess what? We had decent action and a few names here, and we'll go over that real quick. So the first one we'll look at is Apple. Apple had some news midday, and the stock took a tumble. But let's see what the trade was. At this time right here in the middle of the day at around 12:30, some news came out that Qualcomm in China was trying to get a court to stop Apple from both producing and selling iPhones in all of China, and the stock took a big dip and basically recovered most of it early. And one of my personal setups that I like to trade is after we have a big dip on volume, let the big HFT guys, the ones who are quicker than me, the ones who are reading the news much faster than I am, let them do their trades. Let the fast money be in and then be out. And then a lot of times you will get this retracement on lower volume. And what I look for is for spots where I think that this is going to turn back down. And now that the fast money is in and out, resume trend where the bigger money, the decision makers are actually reading the news, have had a few moments to digest it, and now we're going to probably react to that news. So personally, this is one of my favorite setups, but this one didn't actually end up working, and let's see why. This stock was right here when we trace back to 156.90. This was a plus setup in my book where it started stalling out, started showing some 1 minute hammers and dojis here, and then started curling down as we see here. And I got involved where I shorted some at 156.90, and as it started working I added more at 156.85, and all was going well. If we scroll over, was going really well. Started working right away, which is what you want to see with your trades. I didn't take any off. I was really looking for a big trade because anytime I can get in this area and have a stop above here, above 15 and 20, in a stock like Apple, to be risking 15, 20, 30 cents, potentially jump on board a big move, especially something that has a catalyst with a piece of news like that, then I'm not covering early. I wanted to see how much I can get out of it. So this one went in the money, decent amount, probably about, let's see, about 1 hour or so. I didn't take any off. Comes back, looked like it was going to curl down again and make another lower high, and it did that, but it just didn't want to keep going lower, reversed, and by that time I had moved my stop to 156.95, and basically this ended up just grinding higher slowly and never really curled back down. So this ended up being a small loser, and not upset about the trade. It's just that these trades, you see them a lot whenever the hit piece comes out by a citron or some negative piece of news comes out where somebody talks down a stock, and up for that matter. You'll get the initial move, and then a retracement is a good spot to get in once it's stalling out and setting up with a lower high or lower low, depending on the trade. So this ended up stopping me out for a small loss. I think I ended up losing a nickel or a dime on average, and ended up going higher, but didn't get the follow through to the downside like we expected. So no big deal. But we had another good trade. Let's see. Let me look through my trades for a second. Here we go. CASI. CASI was a stock that was on our list yesterday, and today had a really nice setup. We were waiting patiently with this one, and it was similar to the IZEA trade we had last week, similar to the Mankind trade we had, where this one was basically rallying, had a good story a couple days ago, pulled back and starts to stabilize, and this 340 area starts to become support, and you can see the descending triangle where every time it goes up for less, and here we can see the bounce was till 480, and Yesterday we had a bounce only to $4. Every time coming back to this 340 area. And then today, basically, when I saw that the stock had opened and started going down right away, was able to get short in this 345, 340, 335 area. And I think if we go to a shorter term chart, we can see exactly what happened. Where, yeah, so right here, this was the area where right on the open I was getting short, and I got some 40s, I got some, I think it was 36s, 37s, just hitting bids and trying to get shorts off, midpoints and all, and just sat there. But then the nice thing was that a piece of news came out that they're doing a secondary offering. I forget the exact amount, but it was at $3, and the stock tanked right away, and that was a nice trade. And the exits were doing some trimming here as the move started to stall out. Let's zoom in a little bit. Right here, as the move starts to slow down to the downside, probably took about a quarter off, then took some more off, and by this time you can see that it just didn't want to close strong, didn't want to come back. And pretty much I have probably about half a position taking it home for the swing on the weekend. So stock can definitely move. It's not an easy stock. It's a risky one for sure, but when it moves, it does pay you off if you're on the right side. And what we liked here is that setup that we've seen before many times, where you get an initial move, initial pop, a lot of volume, and then it starts to stall out, go sideways, and give us that descending triangle with lower highs, where we could see all the volume that traded here was between 340, 360, 380. And the smart money, in my opinion, when the chart looks like this, is unloading shares, and everybody who's, either stuck long is waiting or is thinking that maybe we'll get another pop. And there's a lot of buying going on here, but it just doesn't materialize into any big move at all. So this was another nice setup. Half is gone, took some home, pretty much half taken home, targeting probably around $2. That's probably a good target for us for next week. So market wise, like I said, spiders didn't have a whole lot of action, but individual stocks had plenty of action, lots going on. Earnings is kicking in. Earnings are going to be pretty much in full swing next week, and everybody here is doing their homework, knowing what's announcing, what's expected, what are the levels in each stock, and we'll pretty much trade it and wait for our setups going into next week. So thanks for watching. If you could subscribe, hit the like button, be much appreciated, and we'll look for this stuff on Twitter. Thank you.